chosen by his classmates to deliver tonight's invocation. Chris?
Dear God, thank you for letting us all accomplish so much here at Fort Worth Academy. We thank you for the long-lasting friendships we have made. It is an honor to have been able to attend such an amazing school with opportunities in and out of the classroom. We thank you for all of the caring and supportive teachers that have educated us in our time at Fort Worth Academy. We thank you for preparing us well for the next stage of our lives. Please bless us to have a good future. Amen.
Thank you, Chris. And Mr. Danny McKee brings greetings from the Fort Worth Academy Board of Trustees.
Hello. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to start by welcoming all the parents, family, and friends here tonight in support of these fine young graduates. Thank you for being here. Next, I would like to acknowledge, but of course, all of the faculty, staff, for all of their efforts that went into making tonight possible. How about a round of applause? Bill Roberts, Sharon Rice. In a couple of minutes, we're going to move forward with the ceremony. But before we do, I would just like to add a few words tonight for our graduates. Tonight when I was trying to decide what I was going to say tonight in my speech, and I thought, I really wanted to say something to the students, to the graduates. I know that just by looking at you, you've all got dreams, plans, ideas about the things that you want to do with your lives moving forward. I mean, you're going into high school. There's lots of things before you. And I guess as I thought about it, what did I want to convey in the time that Mr. Broderick would let me have? And I thought I would sum it up by just saying, those dreams that you have, make sure you hold on to them. These dreams and passions, don't give up on them. But I would want you to remember that sometimes the dreams and things that you have that you want to do, they evolve, they change, and change is a good thing. And that's kind of what's going on with you guys tonight is change. So I just wanted to let you know, kind of my bottom line here is that I believe that you can be anything you want to be. Anything you aspire to be, you can be. But I guess sometimes it takes time through maturity to understand exactly what that is. So, congratulations. Thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to Bill.
Thank you, Mr. McKee. Truett Killian was chosen by his classmates to deliver tonight's address. Truett.
We all come together here for one common purpose. We're all here to celebrate all of the hard work and determination that this group of students has put forth. I, of course, am talking about the great accomplishment of completing the 8th grade. I hope to get another one at the end of my speech, but right now, could I get a round of applause for my classmates? Thank you very much. Every student in this room deserves that. They have all worked extremely hard these past 9 years. They have completed countless assignments, done hundreds of labs, and made dozens of friends. We stand here today to celebrate them and all that they have done. Graduation from the Fort Worth Academy might only be celebrated in a day, but it has taken everyone here years to get to this point. It all started out 9 years ago for most of us. We started as young, cute, and sweet little kids. You all, the parents, had raised us for 5 or 6 years, mostly on our own. We might have gone to preschool, but for the most part, you spent all of your time with us. No breaks, and certainly no thanks from us. We would laugh, play, and cry, and you would laugh, play, and cry with us. Every breaking moment of your lives was spent with us. Come to think about it, without all of you, we wouldn't even be able to use the bathroom, a task today we can do like professionals. Caring for us, dressing us, feeding us from a spoon, it was all very hard work for all of you. I'm sure at the time it felt like it would last forever, but then came that day. It was time to send us off to kindergarten. I know most of us here didn't go to kindergarten at Fourth Academy, but I doubt the experience was that different for anyone. You guys, our parents, had talked about it for months, prepping us, telling us what to do and what it would be like. Then came the day. You had to push us out of the nest and let us fall or fly on our own. You packed our lunch boxes, saw to it that we got dressed, and you drove us to school. Unlike the other years in our life, that is all you did. You simply drove us there. No holding our hands, no walking us in. You had to drop us off. The rest was up to us. For the first time in our lives, we had responsibility. We had to learn. We started out learning the alphabet. So simple, yet so necessary. It is the first piece of knowledge that we were expected to know. Soon after perfecting the ABCs, we were expected to count to 10. It was all very easy. All of school was fun and games with a little learning here and there. Nothing was too hard, nothing was too practical. Days went by, and then weeks went by. Eventually months had gone by, and kindergarten was over. We got our final report cards and our certificates, and we stood at the front of the class. So proud, so happy. For the first time in our lives, we had been given some responsibility, and it was pretty amazing that we had finished. We said our goodbyes to our friends, and then we went our separate ways for the summer. In the summer, we ran and played our brains out. Kindergarten had taught us to appreciate our spare time. Pretty soon, we began to forget about kindergarten. All the fun seemed like it would last forever, but then came that day. It was the first day of the first grade. Fun and games, staying up all night, it was all about to end. Much like the first year, our parents would get us dressed, pack our lunchboxes, and drop us off. Being young, we knew not at all what to expect, and it turned out first grade was nothing like kindergarten. There was no more nap time, no more being loud all the time. We were expected to be quiet and learn. Instead of just learning the alphabet or the numbers, we learned something spectacular, something useful. We learned the use of all this knowledge. We were taught that the alphabet could be used to put words together. We started to learn elementary words such as cat or dog. We learned that numbers were there to keep track of things. We could have 5 pennies or 7 nickels. The pieces of knowledge that we were previously taught developed in a big way. The ABCs were no longer just a song, and the numbers were no longer just something you used your fingers to count. They were becoming tools. First grade made us find out that knowledge had a real applicable use. Pretty soon, we started to read books. The rest of elementary school all followed along this path. Little bits of knowledge became great big tools that we could use. Letters had gone from being insignificant drawings to becoming sounds. From there, they became words. The words became sentences. And pretty soon, those sentences became great big paragraphs. The numbers had become tools that we could divide or multiply by. It all finally made sense. 5 years ago, the feats we'd accomplished would seem unimaginable. We had been given responsibility to learn, and every one of us had done it, and done it well. Finally, we had finished elementary school, and we had gained lots of knowledge. I'm sure that you all as parents could definitely tell the difference in your children now that they had finished elementary school. What used to be a helpless little baby that couldn't talk was now a little person. Your kids could now talk in complex sentences and understand the numbers and the letters. They had gained a basic understanding of the world. After we went home from the last day of elementary school, we played and we laughed and we played. We had no idea what was coming for us in middle school. The first day of middle school was significantly different from any school day we had ever had. We woke up in the morning and got ourselves dressed. We made sure that all of our books and things were in order. We ate breakfast and we rode to school. Like the other years, our parents dropped us off and we went inside. There was one difference, however. The school didn't revolve around us anymore. We had to revolve around it. Different teachers for different classes for different days. It was all so confusing. School was still fun in a way, but it was not the same way that it had been fun in kindergarten. There was no more recess, no more nap times, and certainly no more coloring. We were expected to conduct ourselves respectfully and like adults. On top of that, a terrible thing happened. Homework. Apparently some teachers noticed that kids loved school so much that they should send a little bit of school home with us. We also had to learn to think more complex thoughts and were taught to process large loads of knowledge. Less fun, more work, it could have made middle school seem overwhelming. The next 3 years sure proved to be a challenge. The work got increasingly harder and harder. At times, it seemed unbearable. Breaks got shorter and days got longer. It took 4 years, but finally we got to the point we stand at today. The end of middle school. Graduation from the 8th grade. School threw challenge after challenge at the people you see here today. I want you to know, every last one of them has worked hard and persevered through every last trial. With lots of hard work and effort, all of us have passed the 8th grade. You could look at graduation as nothing more than a destination we have reached, but every destination has a journey that leads up to it. All of these students have completed that journey. It took countless late-night study and infinite challenges. Even though 8th grade is over, the process of education certainly isn't. All of us standing here are going into high school. Fort Worth Country Day, Trinity Valley, Southwest Christian, and Path School are just a few of the high schools your children will be attending. You should all be very proud of your children. Every one of them has worked hard and will be going to a great school. What school your child attends, however, will not determine their success. They will have to use all of the tools they have obtained throughout middle school to excel in high school. Some kids have great social skills, others have very good studying techniques, and others are very hard workers. All of these traits are things that middle school has taught them. Using these skills, your kids will be able to do well in high school. Regardless of how many AP courses they take or what their grade point average is, I know in my heart every one of your children will be successful. I feel the Fort Worth Academy deserves praise, as the school has helped us in providing an atmosphere where these kids can learn and develop the skills that they will use in life. You all, the parents, also deserve lots of praise. You changed diapers and cleaned up cuts for years with no thanks. Both the school and the parents played a big role in how your kids have turned out. Aside from Fort Worth Academy and the parents, however, there is one other factor that has affected how great your kids have turned out. Let me tell you, they sit in this room with us. It is the students. A school can teach a lesson all day, but if there isn't someone there willing to learn, then it is all useless. Parents can push their kids to be successful all day, but unless the child will work hard, nothing will be achieved. These kids here have been very good at taking the advice of parents in the education of the school and using them. All of them have worked hard to finish every assignment and make every project the best that they can make it. If you only take one thing from my speech today, let it be this. You aren't the only reason for your children's success, neither is the school. Both played a tremendous role in making opportunities for your children. In the end, however, the reason your kids are successful is because they have worked hard to accomplish a goal. That is the goal of achieving academic excellence. Could I have a round of applause for these great parents, this great school, and last but not least, these great kids?
Thank you, Truett. Well done.